Hey guys, welcome. In this video, I would like to show you how I remove and replace the rear wheel seal and the bearing, because to remove the seal we have to remove the bearing, and so we put a new bearing in on a 2015 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. Okay, I need 18mm wrench and a speed wrench and 21, 22 or any bigger, so that one for extension. When I put a wrench in, I need another wrench for extension. And after I break loose the brake caliper bracket, and that's what I need a speed wrench to speed up the process, and remove the brake caliper bracket, moving the caliper out and hang it there, and pull the brake rotor out. Yeah, and there's 4 nuts behind the backing plate that holding the axle assembly to the axle tube. Yeah, so break loose, remove those 4 nuts, and unplug and remove the ABS or wheel speed sensor out of the way. So in case we going to remove the shaft out and break the sensor, and we can push that stud in toward the axle flange. So make sure it's all 4 studs. Push it in, and you can use a pry bar, just pry it a little bit. It's very easy to pop out. And yeah, so now we can pull the axle out. Yeah, it's very straightforward. That's a ABS tone ring, and that the wheel bearing or the axle holding plate. And right behind there, that's a wheel seal, and the roller bearing and the bearing stopper. That's what I call that stopper. Need to remove the bearing so we can remove the seal. So we pull the axle out. Just make sure we have a pan underneath to catch any dip fluid. And when we pull it out, now the outer bearing race that's stuck in the axle tube, and that it just slide out. Yeah, so it's not a press in, it just sliding out like that. And now I install 4 nuts onto the stud, so make sure it's even. So I install like that to remove this flange or the plate, bearing holding plate. So remove that stud out, so I can easy to remove the bearing stopper and the seal. So that stud is in the way of doing the job. So I install the nut like that and put a 8mm socket like that, and use a hammer, just tap. Yeah, that's how remove that stud out. It's very easy. You don't have to tap too much. It's just a little tap, and that stud will came out very easy, because that plate there is very thin. So yeah, just make sure, be careful not damage the tone ring on there. Okay, now all 4 stud is out from that flange, and now we're going to remove the bearing stopper. That's one way. So 2 ways to remove that flange. So one, I install the bearing separator like that, and use the press to press it out. And the second way is to use the wheel cutter. So cut about halfway deep and put it on like a vise or on anything solid, and use the chisel to put into where that we cut, and use a hammer. So just tap a little bit stronger, and we break that stopper. And when it breaks, it's easy to come out, just pretty much sliding out of the shaft. Yeah, That's a fastest way. So now the bearing, I have to use the bearing separator to and put it on the press. So I can do this way to remove that bearing stopper as well, but it takes longer. So now I use the press, and that's how I set up to press the shaft down. Yeah, it's not very tight on there, so it's very easy to press it out. Yeah, just like that. Now the bearing is out. Yeah, so now I can remove the seal. Make sure to remember which way the seal is sit, and this plate as well. So after clean, now put a little bit of white grease on where the seal that ride on, and install and check for any scoring. Now we can put the plate in. It's sitting like that. Make sure it's not putting upside down, and also the seal not that way, it's sitting this way. Yeah, try to put the seal evenly down onto the shaft. It's like that. And now the bearing, also the bearing is important, not put in backward. So the outer race, it's sitting not against the seal. Outer race, it's sitting toward the differential. So if we put the axle this way, it right on the top. So we put down like that, and put a little bit of white grease as well, so it's easy to press the bearing down. And now I'm gonna use this bearing separator to hold it at the bottom and put the shaft downward and the flange up like that. So I use to press the bearing. Yeah, press the bearing in, or press the shaft down onto the shaft, onto the, sorry, press the shaft down. Yeah, so it's easy to press it down as well. So make sure you press it all the way down until it stops. Yeah, okay. Now we're doing the same thing. I put the old bearing and the bearing stopper there for the spacer, and now we press the bearing stopper. I call it bearing stopper. Yeah, so now it's in, and give a little bit more push, so make sure it's in all the way. So now we install the 4 stud back onto the plate, and kind of like the same way when we remove it, but just put the socket this way. Now put the head of this stud onto the socket and use a 19mm impact socket. Put over the stud like that and tap with the hammer, and it will go in easy. Yeah, the plate is thin, and make sure it go in all the way. Yep, so now it's ready to put the shaft back in. And because the bearing have some grease on there already, so we don't have to worry about it dry, but when we dry it, the fluid gonna come there and lubricate the bearing. And this plate have a cut on both sides, so make sure we line up that cut for the ABS sensor. Yeah, so now just kind of line it up and slide in, especially the plate with the 4 stud. Yeah, the bearing is very easy, just slide into the the axle tube and try to push the plate in evenly, so we can push the plate until we see the stud sticking out on this end, and apply thread locking on the stud, on 4 stud, and install the nut and tight with the wrench in the X pattern like that to evenly pull the plate in so it's not crooked. Yeah, so the final torque for this 4 nut is 75 foot-pounds. And now install the ABS sensor and plug the harness in, and brake roller on, and put the brake back, and the brake caliper bracket bolt is 80 foot-pounds to 100 foot-pounds. Yeah, and the final is open this differential fuel plug, and to top up, or you can do a service. So open this breather and blow some air into it, so make sure this breather is not plugged, cause the seal to leak again. Yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. I see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.